have Bobby Labonte in the Maxwell House car, and he locked him up there in front of you, didn't he?
He did lock him up. He was trying to get inside of Wally Dallenbach and took a look, and when Dallenbach came down, Bobby had to lock the brakes up to keep him from getting in the back of Wally, so hence you saw all the smoke. There again also locked him up as he came down in turn 1, just in front of Bobby Labonte. There we see Rick Wilson once again, the STP car.
This is the tightest group of cars we're watching right here. And Rick Wilson is right in the middle of about a 7 or 8 car group. There's 4 or 5 in front of him, and there's Wally Dallenbach and Bobby Labonte behind him. But all those cars running very close together.
Here they come once again, directed towards me. These cars are driving straight towards my position. There we see Bodine, Dale Jarrett. Once again, Bobby Labonte looks on the inside, and there's a snapshot of Rick Wilson. We can see he started 23rd. He's currently running 14th. He was 13th. 23rd was his lowest position. And so far, Rick hasn't won a lap.
No one else has except Mark Martin.
That's right. Exactly. We can put 0 by everyone except Mark Martin.
That's right. But I'll tell you, Lake Speed's staying up pretty close to him, Benny. He's going through turn 5 here now, and Lake is only about 8 or 10 car lengths behind him. They're pulling away from Dale Earnhardt, as you mentioned earlier. There,
and look at all that. Where did all that dust come from, Neil?
Well, I don't know if some was kicked up there during the accident. They probably put down some quick dry or something there when Rick Mast went over that particular area. Of course, Earnhardt has a tendency to sort of get off on the dirt.
Yeah, I watched several cars go through that area yesterday after the final practice period, and most of them do get the left side tires off the track and kick up a little dust in that area. Here is Mark Martin leading Lake Speed with 17 laps completed out of 90 in the Bud at the Glen. Mark Martin has led every lap so far. A sellout crowd on hand here at Watkins Glen for the Bud at the Glen. Back in a moment. Wilson was having a good run. It has come to a screeching halt here as he spins and hits the inside guardrail between turns 1 and 2. He was running 14th, but has lost several positions. Benny, did you see it?
It looked like Bobby Labonte was trying to get inside of Rick as he came down in turn 1, and he did not make the pass. And yeah, as we're coming off the corner, here comes, yeah, that's Bobby Labonte on the inside. And Rick, I don't know, maybe he just got the car out of shape. Or maybe Bobby Labonte touched him. I really don't know. And I'm told that Lake Speed, the second place car, just spun.
Speaking of guys who were having good runs, Lake Speed has crashed right up here at the head of the main straightaway, turn number 7. He's driving away, but look at him losing the track positions. Here he is going into turn number 7. This is right here at the pit entrance. The car just getting out from under him and sliding through the grass. He didn't hit anything.
No, he didn't, Bob, and it looked like he might have hit some oil or something, a slick spot on the racetrack there, because the back end just went out from under without warning.
Here
Take a look at it from another angle.
Yeah, this is from the camera down at turn 1 where Benny is looking up the straightaway. And he just gets on the brakes and stops it in time to avoid hitting the rail.
Let's try it again in real time as he comes in the corner. That's a pretty good job not hitting anything.
Boy, I tell you.
Now, guys, while all that was going on, when they came by me just now, the leaders, Dale Earnhardt was out front. Did Mark Martin slow down, figuring there was going to be a caution? Is there a caution?
Yes, there is.
Okay, well, Earnhardt's out front. I don't know if he passed him after he went by the start-finish line or what, but he's looking for those 5 bonus points for leading a lap.
Yeah, he leads him off the 7th corner, taking the caution flag. So now the pace car will come in. Wallace 3rd, and once again Dale Earnhardt picks up those 5 bonus points.
Mark Martin is passing him. What he's saying to Earnhardt, look, the caution flag was out when we came by the last time.
Ah, okay.
Well, Earnhardt's saying I didn't see it. So let's get back out here. NASCAR will figure it out, rest assured.
And that's right. Earnhardt said, let me, I want to lead the lap. Let NASCAR figure out who gets those 5 bonus points.
What do you think, guys? 21 laps completed, pit stops. Here is Mark Martin slowing, coming through the S's, and Earnhardt didn't.
No, he just drove right on by. Now, whether Mark had gotten the caution flag when he came by, I don't know.
It's almost like his crew was telling him, slow down and let the pace car catch you, is what it, I mean, he is going so slow.
He is.
Earnhardt went by him like he was stopped.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to check with the crew and see if the car maybe has a problem or why he slowed so suddenly. But we're going to take a break right now as we're under our second caution. We are still under caution, and look at the activity as the green flag is waved, indicating the pits are open. And man, oh man, I don't think there's a single car that's staying out. Everybody coming in for a pit stop here with 22 laps completed.
And about 35 miles per hour. That's the speed limit on pit road.
It's a tight pit area here at Watkins Glen. Here is Mark Martin's pit stop, and Jerry punches there.
We would expect to see 4 tires change on many of the teams here today. Right side tires going on Mark Martin's car. Likewise, other cars here being serviced. The crew not going around to the left side of the car. Now, what Mark Martin said a minute ago as you're watching the action up and down pit road is that he saw the lights on the safety car down in turn 2. Earnhardt and Rusty Wallace go by, and they are racing down the turn 1. Mark Martin is next to Terry Labonte, Dale Jarrett, and a host of others led by Jeff Bodine and Bill Elliott. Again, what Mark Martin said happened when he came through turns 1 and 2. He looked and thought he saw the pace car coming out with the lights on. That's why he abruptly slowed down, and that, of course, let Dale Earnhardt go by. Mark thought he had got to watch the yellow flag, the caution flag, because the pace car was coming out. And he was trying to slow down to get behind the pace car. Unfortunately, that was not the case. Earnhardt was able to go by and apparently lead a lap. Let's check in with John Kernan.
Jerry, I'm up in Lake Speed's pit. He came in, took on 4 tires. They checked around the car. There was no damage to the car. Lake had radioed in right after that incident coming out of the last turn. He told the crew, he said, guys, I just simply overdrove it into the turn and got myself into trouble. And Larry McReynolds said right back to him, said, Lake, spin, crash, win or lose, we are all in this together.
I had a really interesting conversation with Lake yesterday, and one thing I like about him, he's realistic and he knows what the score is, and he told me quite frankly that this is a #1 team and they need a #1 driver, and he's the best available right now when I asked him what the plans were for 1994. But as you indicated, John, it would appear as if that perhaps there's going to be somebody else in that car for 94.
Well, that's exactly right. It looks like right now it's Ernie Irvin. But getting back to Lake Speed, he told me this morning, he said, you know, the #1 thing that I've got to try and do today with this ride, it's a top ride, one of the best in all of Winston Cup racing. I've got to drive it like it's my car. I got to forget that it's not the 83 car. He says, I can't look at the number or the color or who used to drive this car. He says, I have to drive this car like it is my car. And, you know, a lot of guys who hop in situations like this kind of baby the cars, just try to take care of them and just try to finish races. Well, Lake is going to be out there trying to win every race he's entered in.
Here's Bobby Labonte, and he's showing some damage there at the left corner of that car.
Yeah, that's when he and Rick Wilson got together. Rick was spinning in front of him, and he hit him, and yes, there is some damage there. There were some drivers that lost a lot of track position on this pit stop. One of them is Ken Schrader, who's back in the field, and Jeff Gordon, both of those drivers far back in the field.
And we're set to go back to green. The pace car comes in, the green waves, and we're back to racing. Now a battle for second as Mark Martin gets to the inside of Rusty Wallace. Who's going to win the battle at turn 1?
It's a matter of brakes, and it looks like Mark Martin has a little bit better brake. He gets by Rusty Wallace now. Sets Dale Jarrett spins on Dale Jarrett. And Jarrett spins. He has to watch all the field go by as he tries to get his car in position, but he can't just simply pull out in front of all these cars. Now he's backing up. As all the cars go by now, he has to try to catch the field, Ned.
He lost a lot of time coming in there. You can see all of them dipping down to the inside. Don't know if he and Jeff Bodine might have got together just a little bit there, and it sent Jarrett around down on the inside.
And although it was just 3 or 4 or 5 seconds, look at the track position that he lost. From Bodine's in-car camera, we'll see if they got together. Oh, yeah.
They definitely did get together, Ned. Little tap on the right rear quarter, and around goes Dale Jarrett. Tough break for him as Mark Martin closes in on the back of Dale Earnhardt. This is a left-hander, turn 6. And Ernie Irvin trying to get by Bill Elliott, makes the pass.